Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the closing bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostick, and Scarlett Fu.
Taking a check at advancers and decliners, around over 180 companies higher today, about 37% of the index, and 316 lower, or 63 roughly percent. Katie.
And let's take a look at the sector level. Interesting breakdown here. You had slightly more losers than winners when you take a look at that circle. But if you're wondering what that bright green area is, that, of course, is tech. We know it was a big day in the tech space, Oracle again, but also energy having a good day as well. Utilities, too, getting in on the action. What didn't do so hot today, consumer discretionary, your biggest loser on a percentage basis. Consumer staples as well, having a bad month and having a bad day, down about 1%.
And of course, looking at the gainers, guys, have to bring up Klarna, the buy now, pay later. Of course, we had Bailey Lipschultz in here earlier breaking it down for us. So looking at how it priced its IPO above its range and raised about $1.4 billion. So at the open, rising as much as 30%. And of course, Katie was just mentioning Oracle, ORCL here for the ticker, actually jumping at 36%. So it's the best day since December 1992. So the Wall Street Journal having that report that OpenAI signed a contract to purchase $300 billion in computing power over roughly 5 years from Oracle. And then you're looking over at other companies related to that. So Broadcom, up close to 10%. It's best day since April 9th. So rising on the back of that. So it's kind of leading the chip sector rally there with its CEO actually talking about a potential for a big payday if he can hit challenging new targets for artificial intelligence. And then asset entities, the ticker is ASST. That's jumping, looking at 29% higher. It's best day since August 11th. And so what happened here, shareholders did approve a Strive merger here. So looking at that stock more than doubling when you're trading there and seeing how that shakes out for the gainers there. So Lisa, what are you looking at for decliners?
Okay, decliners, I have to go to Synopsis, ticker SNPS. Their shares closed down more than 35%. A big downer. It warned that U.S. export restrictions are contributing to a slowdown in China, and that is its largest market for semiconductors. So its CEO said a couple of things. He said he would be refocusing those resources on other areas. They said they're reducing the company's headcount by 10%. Also reported things like third quarter results showed a weak read on design IP revenue, gave an earnings outlook that was a little bit weaker than expected. I also want to point out Chewy, ticker CHWY. Their shares closed down about 16%. So basically what this is, it's going to give up some profit to get a larger share of the pet supplies market. That was, even if it meant disappointing Wall Street, which it did. So it reported those second quarter results, raised its full year sale guidance, but the company backed its profitability outlook, right? It plans to reinvest those top line gains into pricing, growth drivers, like its paid membership program. I don't know. I don't have a dog. I'm allergic. So that's how you go.
Oh.
Sorry. TMI. I know. My kids ask me for dogs all the time. It's not going to happen. I quickly want to touch on HP, ticker HPQ. Their shares closed down about 1%. It basically, this is an upgrade-downgrade story. It was downgraded to inline from outperform at Evercore ISI.
Yeah, let's go take a quick look at yields right now. Basically, a drop down the curve with actually more of the activity on the longer end of the curve. And this is actually going to really play into this idea as to what's been going on with regards to inflation. That PPI report this morning, while on the top line, it did seem to show that there was some containment in the space. We should point out under the hood, when you look at wholesaler margins, you have a lot of wholesalers eating the cost of those tariffs. That means they're not passing it down to the consumer. That might bode well for the CPI report tomorrow morning. But the big question is, how much longer does that last? I do want to turn back to stocks, and before we move on to what happened with Oracle, I do just want to mention Klarna, of course, in the close on the day there. We did get a close right at that 45.82 level, so relatively successful day for the newest entrants to the market, an IPO at $40, an open today at 52, and a close just below 46.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.